What if the fruit you eat before bed is not as kidney-friendly as you think? Some fruits are nutritious, but contain more potassium or sugar than others. And if your kidneys are not working normally, the advice you see online may not be right for you. In this video, you will learn the most practical fruit choice for many adults. You will also learn the portion that matters and the warning that everyone with kidney disease needs to hear before changing their nighttime diet. Stay until the end, because we will cover several kidney warning signs that people often mistake for normal aging. Welcome to Dr. Maxwell Orvane, where we make health information clear, practical, and easy to understand. Today we are answering a popular question. What is the best fruit to eat before bed for healthy kidneys? Here is the honest answer. For many adults, a small whole apple is one of the simplest and most practical choices. It contains fiber, it has no added salt, and it is relatively low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium compared with many common snack foods. But this does not mean an apple cleans your kidneys while you sleep. There is no strong evidence that one fruit, eaten at one particular time, can detoxify, repair, or cure the kidneys. The real benefit comes from replacing a less healthy nighttime snack with a moderate portion of whole fruit as part of a balanced lifestyle. That distinction is important. Your kidneys work around the clock, not only while you sleep. Inside each kidney are tiny filtering units called nephrons. Blood enters these filters. Useful substances are returned to your circulation. Wastes and extra water eventually become urine. Your kidneys also help balance minerals and fluid levels. They support blood pressure control, and they produce hormones involved in red blood cell production and bone health. Here's a quick question. If the kidneys already filter your blood continuously, do they need a special fruit to switch on at bedtime? No. Healthy kidneys do not need a fruit cleanse. What they need is a body environment that places less unnecessary stress on them. That means managing blood pressure, managing blood sugar, watching sodium intake, avoiding tobacco, staying active, using medicines safely, and following an overall healthy eating pattern. For people with kidney disease, controlling blood pressure is especially important. So, why are we discussing fruit? Because nighttime hunger often leads people toward chips, cookies, processed meat, ice cream, sweet drinks, or very large meals. A small whole fruit may be a better choice than a snack loaded with sodium, added sugar, or saturated fat. Myth: a healthy fruit is automatically safe in unlimited amounts. Fact: the type of fruit, portion, medical condition, and total diet all matter. Now let us look at why the apple is our leading practical choice. A small apple checks several useful boxes. First, it is a whole food. Second, it contains fiber. Fiber slows eating, supports digestion, and makes the snack more satisfying than apple juice. Third, an apple is relatively low in sodium, phosphorus, and potassium. Fourth, it is naturally portion controlled. You can pick up one small apple and know where the snack begins and ends. Compare that with a bag of dried fruit, a large smoothie, or a bottle of juice. Those options can contain the equivalent of several servings, and they are much easier to consume quickly. Imagine two evening snacks. In the first scene, someone sits in front of the television with a large bag of salty chips. They continue eating without noticing the portion. In the second scene, they wash one small apple. They slice it, they eat it slowly, and then they finish. The apple is not medicine. The advantage is that it can replace a snack that is less supportive of blood pressure, blood sugar, weight management, or general kidney health. Before we continue, remember this. Kidney-friendly does not mean safe for every kidney patient. We will explain that exception shortly. Now, let us compare whole fruit with juice. When you chew a whole apple, you consume its natural structure and fiber. Apple juice removes much of that intact structure. It is easy to drink quickly, and it may provide less fullness than eating the fruit. This matters because fruit still contains carbohydrate and natural sugar. Fruit can be part of a healthy eating pattern, but it still counts as carbohydrate, especially for someone monitoring blood sugar. A small whole apple gives you time to taste, chew, and recognize fullness. A large glass of juice can disappear in less than a minute. Picture a simple comparison. On one side is one small apple. On the other side is a large bottle of juice, with several apples behind it. The question is not whether natural fruit sugar is bad. The question is how quickly you consume it, how large the portion is, and how it fits into the rest of your diet. For someone with diabetes, pre-diabetes, or medication-related nighttime low blood sugar, the right snack may be different. A healthcare professional may suggest monitoring glucose patterns. They may also recommend combining a measured carbohydrate portion with protein. That decision depends on the individual. Do not make major nighttime dietary changes from a general internet video when glucose-lowering medicine is involved. Does eating the apple immediately before bed improve kidney function? This is where many online videos become misleading. No established rule says that an apple must be eaten immediately before sleep to benefit the kidneys. Your kidneys do not read the clock. They do not suddenly absorb special protection from a fruit at 10 o'clock at night. If you are genuinely hungry in the evening, a small apple can be reasonable. But eating when you are not hungry, simply because a video calls it a kidney remedy, adds calories without creating a proven kidney benefit. For some people, eating a large amount close to bedtime may also cause discomfort or worsen acid reflux. A practical approach is to finish your main evening meal a few hours before sleep. If real hunger appears later, choose a light, measured snack instead of eating a second dinner. Try asking yourself 3 questions. Am I physically hungry? Am I thirsty? Or am I bored, stressed, or eating automatically while watching television? That 5-second pause can prevent a small snack from becoming a large nighttime meal. What portion makes sense? For many healthy adults, a useful starting portion is 1 small apple, or approximately half of a very large apple. There is no universal kidney dose. Body size matters, energy needs matter, medications matter, diabetes status matters, kidney function matters, potassium levels matter, and the rest of the day's meals matter. Eat the apple slowly. Leave the peel on when you tolerate it, and wash it properly. Avoid covering it with caramel or sugar syrup, and avoid using a large amount of salted spread. For extra fullness, some people may pair several apple slices with a small amount of an appropriate unsalted protein food. However, nuts and nut butters can contain potassium and phosphorus. Someone following a renal diet should ask a renal dietitian what product and quantity fit their laboratory results. Here is another important reminder. More is not more protective. 2 large apples, a bowl of dried apple, and a glass of juice do not provide triple kidney protection. They simply create a much larger serving. Now we need to talk about potassium. Potassium is an essential mineral. Your nerves, muscles, and heart need it. Healthy kidneys usually help maintain the right amount in the blood. When kidney function is reduced, potassium can sometimes rise too high. In other situations, including some forms of dialysis, it can become too low. That is why kidney diets cannot be copied from one person to another. A blood test, not a social media list, helps determine whether potassium needs restriction. Apples, berries, grapes, pears, and pineapple are commonly listed among lower potassium fruit choices in measured portions. Bananas, dried fruit, avocado, oranges, and kiwi may provide more potassium per typical serving, but that does not make them unhealthy for everyone. For a person with healthy kidneys, potassium-rich whole foods may be part of an excellent diet. For a person with chronic kidney disease and high blood potassium, the same portion may need adjustment. And for someone whose treatment removes too much potassium, unnecessary restriction could be harmful. Do not assume that low potassium is automatically better for you. Your laboratory results and treatment plan decide that. An apple is our leading practical answer, but it is not the only reasonable choice. A measured portion of blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, grapes, pineapple, pear, peaches, or cherries may also fit many eating plans. Here is a simple example of variety. On Monday, you might choose 1 small apple. On Tuesday, half a cup of berries. On Wednesday, 1 small pear. On Thursday, half a cup of grapes. And on Friday, half a cup of pineapple. The purpose of rotation is variety, not kidney detoxification. Different fruits provide different textures, flavors, fibers, vitamins, and natural plant compounds. A balanced pattern is usually more realistic than forcing yourself to eat one food every night. Be careful with grapefruit. Grapefruit and grapefruit juice can interact with certain medicines. Check your medication information or ask a pharmacist before making grapefruit a daily habit. Also be cautious with dried fruit. Drying removes water and concentrates the fruit into a much smaller volume. It becomes easy to eat several servings before you feel satisfied. Some dried products also contain added sugar. Who needs personalized advice? General advice about a small apple is not enough for everyone. Speak with a doctor or renal dietitian before changing your diet if you have chronic kidney disease, kidney failure, dialysis treatment, a kidney transplant, a history of abnormal potassium, diabetes treated with insulin or glucose-lowering medicine, a prescribed fluid restriction, frequent kidney stones, heart failure, significant swelling, recurrent vomiting or dehydration, or another condition requiring a specialized diet. A renal diet can change as kidney disease progresses. Potassium, phosphorus, sodium, protein, and fluid recommendations may all depend on your laboratory values and treatment. A food that fit your plan last year may need a different portion today. Do not remove nutritious food groups without a clear medical reason. Over-restriction can make eating difficult and may reduce overall nutrition. Now we reach the bigger picture. What matters more than one fruit? If you eat an apple before bed, but consume large amounts of sodium all day, ignore high blood pressure, smoke, frequently become dehydrated, or misuse certain pain medicines, the apple cannot cancel those risks. Kidney supportive habits include eating mostly minimally processed foods, keeping sodium within the limit recommended for you, managing blood pressure, managing diabetes when present, taking prescribed medicines correctly, avoiding tobacco, staying physically active, getting appropriate sleep, and using over-the-counter pain medicines only as directed. The overall pattern matters, not one miracle ingredient. Here is the recap. The apple is useful because it is simple, whole, measured, and relatively low in several minerals. The apple is not useful as a cure, detox, or excuse to ignore the rest of your lifestyle. Hydration also needs context. Water supports normal body function, but more water is not always better. Many healthy adults can drink according to thirst and professional guidance. People with kidney failure, advanced kidney disease, heart failure, or certain electrolyte problems may require a fluid limit. Someone following a fluid restriction should not copy advice telling everyone to drink several large glasses before bed. Drinking a large amount late at night may also cause repeated bathroom trips and disrupt sleep. For kidney stone prevention, adequate fluid can be important, but the appropriate amount should still be discussed with a professional, especially when another fluid-sensitive condition is present. Before we finish, let us discuss warning signs. Early chronic kidney disease may cause few or no obvious symptoms. That is why people at higher risk may need blood and urine testing instead of waiting to feel ill. Arrange medical evaluation for persistent swelling around the ankles, feet, hands, or eyes. Foamy urine. Blood in the urine. Major changes in how often you urinate. Unexplained tiredness. Persistent nausea or poor appetite. Unexplained itching. Shortness of breath. Or worsening blood pressure control. These symptoms can have many causes. They do not prove that you have kidney disease, but they should not be diagnosed through a video. Seek urgent medical care for a sudden major reduction in urine or no urine, severe difficulty breathing, chest pain or pressure, new confusion, extreme drowsiness, a seizure, persistent vomiting with signs of dehydration, severe pain in the side or back with fever, or blood in the urine while feeling seriously unwell. Here is your practical action plan. If you are generally healthy and genuinely hungry in the evening, try one small washed apple instead of a heavily processed snack. Eat it slowly and stop when satisfied. Monitor whether you are truly hungry. Notice your portion. Pay attention to reflux, digestive disruption, sleep disruption, swelling, urine changes, and blood pressure when you have been advised to monitor it. If you have diabetes, follow the glucose monitoring plan provided by your healthcare team. Ask a healthcare professional whether your kidney function is normal. Ask about your potassium and phosphorus levels. Ask whether you need a renal diet. Ask whether your medicines interact with grapefruit. Ask whether a bedtime snack is appropriate for your diabetes treatment. And ask how much fluid is right for you. Avoid treating fruit as a kidney cure. Avoid very large portions. Avoid replacing whole fruit with large amounts of juice. Avoid frequent dried fruit grazing. Avoid salty or sugar-coated fruit products. And never change a prescribed renal diet based on one video. So, what is the best fruit to eat before bed for healthy kidneys? For many adults, a small whole apple is the most practical answer. It is easy to portion, it contains fiber, and it is relatively low in sodium, phosphorus, and potassium. But the time of day does not turn it into medicine. An apple cannot cleanse damaged kidneys. It cannot reverse chronic kidney disease, and it cannot replace blood tests, urine tests, medication, blood pressure control, diabetes management, or professional nutrition advice. If your kidneys are healthy, focus on your complete eating pattern. If you have kidney disease, dialysis, abnormal potassium, diabetes medication, or a fluid restriction, follow your individual treatment plan. If this explanation helped you separate kidney facts from online hype, subscribe to Dr. Maxwell Orvane for calm and practical health education. In the comments, tell us, what is your usual nighttime snack? Fruit? Something salty? Or nothing at all? Share this video with someone who believes every kidney detox claim they see online. And remember, this content is for general education. It cannot diagnose a condition or replace care from a qualified healthcare professional.